Now, ladies and gentlemen, Stockholm and Antwerp, that being stickers and of course capsules. This the past 2 or 3 months really hasn't been discussed whatsoever. Yes, it had some hype here and there when Rio's sale first started, but ever since then, they haven't really been discussed. There hasn't really been huge apply rates gone through the roof, no crazy new crafts, and no one's really talked about them as an investment. And in today's video, I'm going to take a look at these two things for stickers and capsules. How are they performing? Are they doing pretty well? Has the quantity gone up or down in the past little while as well? During Rio's sale at the very beginning, when people saw they were not going to be borderless anymore, Antwerp capsules went through the roof in sales, but not a whole lot were opened, which caused the quantity to go down quite a bit, but that was only for short term, was it not? If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and of course subscribe. And here's a quick word from our video sponsor, Skins Monkey.
Now today's video sponsor is of course Skins Monkey. Skins Monkey is currently the easiest and also fastest way you can buy, but most importantly trade your CSGO skins. All you have to do is make sure you have your trade link, and on your first trade, if you have a leftover balance, it goes towards your current balance that can be used the next time you end up trading skins. It has 3 ways you can inspect, but most importantly has a very in-depth inspect feature that you can see corners on a karambit for an example that you can't really see otherwise unless you have the item in game. If you end up topping up your balance, make sure to use promo code MANDO to get up to a 35% deposit bonus and a free $5 on the first trade.
So the first thing we want to take a look at is of course Stockholm itself. We're going to start with the capsules, then go to the stickers. Same thing with Antwerp, give my final opinion on the both separately and then all together. So looking at the Stockholm capsules, not a whole lot has changed from where we last saw them. When they were at their all-time high just the past couple of months, they were at $2.40, $2.50, and there's around 3,000 on the market. What we've seen differently now is the quantity has gone down a lot off the market, but that's not necessarily from unboxers. A lot from that is from investors buying these up on the market, third-party sites, and removing them also from Steam listings. We've seen that quite a bit recently in the past, especially with something like Antwerp like we last talked about. I think the main reason behind this is because the prices started to go down, people realized that they didn't want to sell at that price possibly, or they might have more potential in the future when they get hyped up a little more. Rio's 75% off sale, maybe a little after that, we could see these possibly go up after that as well. Something to look at with Stockholm capsules is now the lower tier ones, quote unquote, are no longer, I would say, really lower tier capsules. The Stockholm champions and finalist capsules, these were pretty garbage for a very long time. But what's interesting with them, sure, there's not a whole lot of demand, but there's not a whole lot in supply. And the prices with that have gone pretty well. These for the longest time were like 38, 40 cents. Now they're pushing towards that 48 to 50 cent point, which is just a 10-cent jump. But for how popular these really were the past little while, which is not very much, these have gone up a lot. Now, as it goes for the holo side of things for Stockholm, this is something to keep in mind here. The stickers, as per usual, have been performing pretty well. A lot of people have been discussing the past, I would say 3 or 4 months, going back before Rio's sale richly started, was that these weren't really performing very well. Sure, they have gone up, sure they have their spikes throughout the year, but they've seemed to just be very steady in price. And well, why is that? I would say it's for a few different reasons. One, I would say a lot of Stockholm anyway, because of its very low supply, just like a lot of other things inside of CS and nowadays anyway, with how many people talk about it. It could be in some sort of bubble, but I'm not 100% so sure on that. There is quite a bit of these stickers getting applied every single month, and for good reason. They look really good, and a lot of these are specifically very rare. No prices here have really gone up crazy. During Rio's sale, I would say it's very unfair to judge those prices then versus now and even before. Prices during the sale anyway went absolutely crazy, especially during the finals. VP sticker, because they were outsiders before, went up quite a bit. Older ones as well did the exact same thing, including Furia. These, as it goes for an investment, not the worst idea to pick up. They actually are at one of their lowest points they've been at the past few months, if not this entire year really. Give you an example, the Copenhagen Flames was up usually $2 or $3 from what it is right now. And the Mouse Holo is anywhere from $5 to $10 to $15 more than it is right now. Now let's move over to Antwerp and then give my final thoughts on the both, and separately of course. So Antwerp at this moment, there are some interesting things to take a look at on the market. And the very first one is the sheer quantity of these things has never disappointed. It's never here to disappoint us. It's grown incredibly large since the last time we took a look at it, which I believe was like almost a month and a half ago. All of these right here were not these numbers whatsoever. They've grown a lot. The Legends, to give you an example, I believe was almost a little under 100,000. Challengers was close to 120. Contenders was like 130. The Legends was under 20, and now it's of course 32. What are the reasons for people adding these back onto the market? Well, I think that's for a couple of reasons. It's a very important one as well. I don't really see anyone talking about. Number one is the hype has kind of died down. You see, when Rio came out, people were going absolutely crazy, but the thing is it wasn't really something to be shocked about. This happens all the time in Counter-Strike, and maybe for a lot of the new timers, they don't really understand how things work, especially with yearly releases like majors and stickers. Valve can't release the exact same thing, and well, with that, people decided to have a freak out like they usually do with any sort of update. You look at the M4 update, what happened to the M4A4 Coalition and souvenir packages. Imagine that on a very larger scale, but with a yearly release, and you know it's coming, that being majors. People bought these up like crazy. People opened them, tried to create and did create some sort of hype for a little while, but now major stickers, and specifically these, aren't really the hot commodity. People stopped buying them and opening them because they weren't really talked about very much, and they weren't really getting that hype anymore. So with people not doing that, that drove the prices down, and people were like, well, I'm going to start selling these, and that's what the majority of CSGO investors do and do wrong, is they buy high and sell low. And that's exactly what we're seeing right here. The same thing with Stockholm is happening right now with Antwerp. I would say from an investment perspective, it's actually not the worst idea in the world, considering how cheap these are and how high they've been when a hype actually happens. And it seems to be every sort of sectional hype that happens throughout the year with these things, it gets higher and higher and higher. So I think the next time it happens, it will go a lot higher as well. Let's take a look at the actual holos themselves, the juicers. So the first notable thing is the Rocks Holo. This thing was going from $26, $25 almost to now $31 on the market. But if you guys remember, this thing was almost pushing a little over $105 when Antwerp was actually going on, which is pretty crazy to consider, but not really at the same time. These were unboxed, I believe, and applied, I think, a lot more than most people really thought they were. Yes, they look extremely good, but they're not that insane, let alone the rarity behind it. It is rare, but people are going to be unboxing these for the next 5 or 6 years to come with pretty much ease without spending a little over $1 on one of these capsules. One of the other differences we've seen with these stickers is by pricing these highest to lowest with the holo side of things is you're now starting to see the autographs from Antwerp rise up more than ever. I would say Rio has helped this quite a bit. You can see the simple holo has gone up to $9. The Monacy's gone up. The Twists, Vinny, because I would say this looks a lot like Crescender from 2017, and so on and so forth. This is pretty much where Antwerp has been shining and is shining recently. These are transparent stickers, let alone transparent autographs that look absolutely amazing. These, for some people, though I don't think you'd be able to sell these in the same quantity as a regular sticker, like a team sticker, might have a better potential of a bigger return in a very short period of time than something like an actual team sticker like Cloud9, for an example. Like I said, though, you won't be able to sell very much, so it's kind of a niche market. Someone buying an autograph versus a team sticker is two completely different things and two completely different buyers. I myself am not a huge fan of buying signatures. I love buying team stickers. For myself, I only really use team stickers. I don't really apply, a bunch of signatures or autographs differently. But it's going to be pretty interesting to see that in the next little while. So what are my thoughts on both of these right now? Well, with Antwerp and Stockholm being very similar in the fact, I think these are a pretty good investment at this point in time. They're pretty cheap. It's been proven throughout the year when they have their little hypes, have their little dips. When they get hyped up and when people enjoy them, start crafting and unboxing them more, they go up a lot more than they did before and before that. And I don't see how the next 2 or 3 times that happens is going to be any different. And I think with Rio coming out, it was somewhat of a wake-up call for a lot of people that we're not going to get these stickers most likely for a long time. At least again in the near future, where they're transparent and look extremely good. That's why I think they're going to be pretty successful, and I'm pretty excited to see how they're going to turn out in the future. Let me know what you guys think. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.